All right. So, welcome everyone tonight to the show. This is going to be the first Moogle talk, MogTalk, and it's going to be just random news that I found over the internet over the past week or so, and hopefully this can become a weekly thing. Tonight I have one of my static members here, Jack Green, talking. Say hi,
Hello.
Jack. And he'll just kind of be talking with me about some of the points that I found throughout the week. Today I have with me Jack Green and Winsler Program, both for my static. You guys can say hi again. I mean, it's like playing chess, I guess.
Yeah, it's like chess. I mean, you see all the pieces, you know what they're doing, and then from there you just plan what to do from that point on.
Yeah. But they can also plan against you, and then they can say, oh, I'm going to get this guy to play the card that he has. I know he's going to play it because that's, you just get into a whole new level of metagame, which I am definitely looking forward to. Tonight I have Jack Green with me and Kerberos.
Hello.
They are joining me via Skype tonight, so we can see their beautiful faces. With Triple Triad, tell me your just initial thoughts on it. I know you've been messing around with it a little bit, and I can hear your frustration every once in a while.
Pretty much sure everything I've done in the Gold Saucer I swore at.
Tonight I have with me Gilly Valentine.
What's up? If it's anything like Second Coil, like where they have a Savage mode, I am totally down for that.
Yeah.
But just as long as the easy difficulty is kind of like on the same scale as Second Coil was, where people were still were dying to mechanics.
And I'm just going to close my eyes. Welcome everybody to MogTalk. Today's date is March 16th, 2015. Those two guys in the back are the dogs that are making lots of noise. They're probably drowning out everything I'm saying.
Hey!
Hey! Final Fantasy jokes. And I want to read off a couple of top ones. And I read this off a few times. And I'll give out the names and everything to the people who actually read this off. I want to do this before I finish up, just because I did like some of those jokes. Let me see if I can
Thanks
get
for
it.
joining my talk. Bye.
No, you're not going anywhere. Come back.
No.
Yeah, you want to hear these jokes. Oh, come on. No, it's great. Tonight, I have Gilly Valentine.
Ooh.
Adagio with me.
How's it going? I really like it. This is actually one of the first few MMOs where the story's pulled me in, and I've actually caught myself just reading every single text box that I come across because I'm really enthralled with the story. And like other MMOs I've played, it wasn't even there. It's just clicking through text box. Don't care. Just want to get to level cap and gear out. And this game, I've definitely taken the time, read through the story, and I really like what they're doing with it. I like where it's going.
Oh, yeah. This is the funniest one. He was like, oh, there's some guy tipping over trash cans outside. I can't make it a raid. I'm like, what? It's like 5 minutes. Go downstairs, pick up your trash can, and then come back in and raid.
Yeah, I can't. Again, I get on that same thing. I hope Astrologian isn't like one of those things where you just add it in there and you always have to have Astrologian. I would go crazy if that's the case. Samus, welcome to the show, man.
Good to be here. Thanks for. I was really flattered that you guys asked me. That's cool. It came out of nowhere, man. It's it's when you're saying stuff in public, with the stuff we do, whether it's a podcast or a stream or a blog, you're open to scrutiny, and so I think how you handle it is really important, and how whether you want to be offended by it or not. I don't think you guys are that, I don't think you're going to get offended or you're not going to get upset or anything. Yeah, I think you're going to absorb it and you're going to learn and move on.
It's not really news, it's just April Fools, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they had an April Fool's post up there. Tonight we have viewer guest, Dins.
Jackie said it. This is a very PvE-focused game, and Final Fantasy in general is a PvE-focused franchise.
Yeah.
So a majority of the player base probably is like me, where like I don't care about PvP. I'll play it every once in a while if I got some friends that want to do it.
What is something that Reddit has that Lone Stone will never be able to achieve?
Probably just a bunch of player pictures and glamours.
Our special guest tonight is MTQ Capture, aka Miztech.
Hello, hello.
We also have with us tonight Shaman Arc.
Nice to meet you guys.
Let me throw in something to that real quick. Just Bombria, was she a main character? They kind of just brought her up real quick in a patch or two before to kill her off later on. She was just kind of out of the blue. I don't know. I don't. A lot of people were upset and sad about it, but at the same time, you're not really attached to her. You're just like, oh, she has a little bit of character to her personality. Oh, they killed her off. I think we've made actually a lot of progress, and I appreciate the opinions that we've been given so far.
You also have to tape their eyes open, or else they just not watch.
And then you gotta tase them.
Tase them, holy crap.
We have special guest tonight, Optical.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
It's like a cat hello. Optical, what job are you most excited for? Hearing all the dreams.
Astrologian. And scholar. I love the fact that I can now eat my fairy.
We also have, for the very first time, Joe Never Fails.
Ark, I love the way your head thinks, bro. I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I could literally talk about this shit. I could talk about this shit for the next 4 hours straight when it comes to Dragoon. Like, how it's going to be implemented. When am I going to use this? Like, what is other stuff? Is Fracture going to be TP effective with Skill Speed Edition? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like...
And we also have the manliest motherfucking man mode person we could get on the show, Xeno Sysvex.
Want to improve your character, whether it be just even grinding, like, because I can't grind. I can't do that shit. You know, I would rather watch two snails fuck than grind. So, I can't do that.
Very first time, and I am hype as shit about it. Milo, whip it off. I'm ready for it.
What's going on? Yo, thank you so much for having me. Hey, Mom, I'm on TV. I finally made it. New, like, just do a fucking twin boss fight, and it would be cool because this game doesn't have it yet.
And we have, for the very first time, first scrub-a-dub effing time, Evil Squeegee here with us.
Sup?
Hope you guys ready to get clean.
It's also probably the last time I'll be here. They won't want me back. It's a...
Yeah,
we're already regretting it.
And I'm even willing to say, like, you know, all this running around cliffs and these stupid god-awful maps are there to make you appreciate flying all the more because, oh my god, I can fly now. That's great. But these fucking aether currents! Oh my god, okay?
Oh, the quests, the side quests, especially these ones, because they're so repetitive. Yeah. I don't know why I had to collect so many baskets, though, or find them so many times.
How does he forget all his baskets all the time? Like, he goes out in the field, he's like, I'm gone.
And then you unlock flying, and they're like, oh, you have unlocked flying? Okay, let's hide the baskets in, like, three-dimensional space everywhere, all over the place, so you have to find them, and they can be anywhere in these sections.
Let's see, they're fighting ads, it looks like there. I don't think that's a boss at 21. You see all the cool explosions and Astro stuff, and then you have a little thing that's eye opening up, and then you kind of have a boss there. It looks like a Ghost in the Shell boss. And then for the very first time on the show, I can't believe we've had 21 shows without him, Sly, a.k.a. Gray Fox, a.k.a. You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy. If the Scions survived, how did they survive? And I want to start with Dancrit, and I want to ask you, Sly.
He's dead.
He's dead?
There's no fucking way.
What if, now, they made you Mini, you had to get Mini, and then you went inside the robots, and you were dismantling their CPU? Alright, how about that? That sounds like a really good strategy.
And that's the cool dynamic, man. Like, coolest part is, like, when you're down, how do you get back up? Like, when you're down 100 points, what's the best way? How are you going to do that? How are you going to apply pressure? You're going to get it from the team that's in the lead, or you're going to get it from the team that's losing. You know, like, there's so much mental game. There's so much mental shit going on.
Yeah.
I don't really have a depot for this, so
it's pretty good. Fun.
In case I die, I haven't made it up.
Bam! You got it. There you go. What? And then we have Book. Or Pook. No, not Book.
Book!
We could do Book if you want to do Book.
Book!
Yeah.
I've been christened Book.
Yep, the very first fucking gallop on this show. Riding in hard. Pukajutsu.
What's up, everybody? It's good. Actually, really happy to be here. It's gonna be...
Man, I'm fucking excited.
It's gonna be, like, great.
This is the first MogTalk where we're doing a one-on-one interview with a guest. And who else is better to start with than the Moogle Mama, Kupoing Raze. A few seconds here for them to hit mute. Okay, that's good enough.
I can't do it.
You can't do it, it feels too bad. Alright, let's do this session real quick. Let's do this session. I will say it, and then you can say it. Fuck.
Fuck.
Alright, there we go. We got it. Oh gosh, that's gonna be great. One of the things I haven't actually heard a lot of people talk about that I kind of noticed when I was doing, there's that initial fate where you're helping them clear the bugs out of the system. And he's like, oh, thank you for clearing the bugs. But you have the Wandering Minstrel there being a bard and going over there and poning stuff with you in the fate. He cast something that's very regularly. He cast this. A lot of people missed out on it. He does a regen on all the players around him. So he does a song, and it regens everybody. Yeah.
We're actually live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh.
We're totally live right now, man. This is the beginning of the episode. Okay. And we have with us for the very first time, Void Forever. Welcome to the show, guy.
Hey, guys. Hey, the one thing that I miss, I'm gonna throw it back here to Final Fantasy XI. I miss the debuff game in Final Fantasy XI. I don't know if any of you guys, with us played Final Fantasy XI, but debuffs were like huge in that game. They could potentially make or break a fight. So I would love to see them bring more debuffs into Final Fantasy XIV.
So I have mine. I'm going to switch it over to the slide and give you guys a second to kind of see it. And once you guys see it, I'll probably know. And I'm going to talk about this class a little bit. It's one that I worked on a good bit today. I would say like maybe 30 minutes or so.
It's back.
All right. I was looking forward to it very much when I was like, man, there's so many good ideas I have for this guy. And for the first time ever, we introduce Blizzana to the show.
I think it's really something where if you don't have anything that can kind of take your attention away from the game outside of Raid, if that's what you're doing, if you're spending all your time in Final Fantasy, and if that's what you want to do, that's great. But if it's getting to the point to you're burning out and you don't have a way to get away from it and distract yourself, I think that's the main issue.
So I basically this is a good time to explore the fact that some really good other games are coming out.
Yeah. Oh my God! I cannot tell you how much I've been telling Jen day in and day out for like a week.
You're not gonna miss
anything. I'm glad that I don't feel like I still have to pound this stuff out. I can log in, I can do my expert for the day, I show up on raid days, I do my Alexander farming for the week, and then I can play TF2 and not feel like I'm slacking on Final Fantasy.
We're confused about the year. And tonight we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Happy.
I needed a name for that game, and I was like, I don't know what the hell to call my character in this game. I didn't have like an internet handle I went by yet. And I was like, and he was just like, how about this? Señor Feliz Mono. That means Mr. Happy Monkey in Spanish. And I went, I'll take the Mr. Happy part. All right, Mr. Happy. Done. And which was ironic because I was completely raging at the game. So it was that's why he suggested it in the first place, because I was just raging so hard at the game.
All right, so
high DPS at level 50. Set no bar that way.
All right, another guest that we have tonight is for the very first time, but if you follow any kind of competitive rating scene, then you probably know who he is. Layla, a.k.a. Klops, or what do you usually go by? What should I call you?
I guess it depends what game you would know me from. Layla or Klops is fine. But for tonight, we can go with Layla, since this is mostly a Final Fantasy talk show.
Okay.
Have an open mind. accept that you don't know anything, and be willing to completely drop a notion at any moment.
Really wants to drag out those 10 levels, which because they want you to basically take in the story and all that content and stuff, but they're giving it to you in 5 dungeons. Whereas, like, you go into a WoW, into a new expansion, and it is like, here's 11 dungeons, and then here's the heroic modes of the 11 dungeons.
I'm Frosty Jr., aka Frosty the Dog. Tonight, I plan to entertain you with some amateur stories of horror involving Final Fantasy.
And for his debut to MogTalk, we have a very pixelated and very delayed version, visually, of Cryogenesis. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So, I kind of had to do crafted material because in the early levels of Savage, it's kind of what people did. They didn't have all the 210 and everything. It wasn't really as much of a fan because I'm poor. I am a fan if what they're doing with crafted gear and melding, if it's going to be a lot more accessible to people, a lot easier for us to do what we want. That's what I would be happy about. Not if I had to spend like millions of gil, because I don't have that.
Actually, so originally, the reason I played this game was to avoid sort of dealing with really dark place in my life. I don't want to like turn off the lights completely. But that actually was the original reason. I was in like a really, really dark time in my life when this game came out. And so for the game for me was, and I think for a lot of people who play these long form games that sort of have no ending, like MMOs or Diablo style games, is because, they need some sort of hobby to just get away from everything. This isn't groundbreaking territory, but that's how it was for me.
So when people come in from all these other games and they say, how's the PvP? I've heard it's not that good. Like, all I can do is give them from my own perspective the passion and energy that I have with PvP, and I enjoy it. And that's the truth. I enjoy PvP. I go all out. I'm very good at it when it comes to, like, I'm above average at it. I'm not going to go crazy. But, like, that's that's something that people are looking for. Like,
I actually think that Paladin is better designed than Dark Knight. Just
I
because,
would agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and really the only issue with Paladin is they just don't do any fucking damage in Shield Oath. If they did more damage in Shield Oath, like, they would probably be as needed as a Dark Knight or more, because they have more cooldowns than a Dark Knight.
Yep. Problems happening, you can adjust to it. For example, if for whatever reason something goes wrong on A3 and the healer gets dropped into the water, we are already talking, okay, there's the healer is in the water, somebody needs to go next to him so they can swap digitides with him. And we basically, we communicate, you guys just, if you don't communicate and basically just do your job and don't care about anything else, you're not going to have a guy standing there waiting for him and swap the debuff with him.
Right.
Simply because that's not my job. No, it's everybody's job.
On a serious note, kind of piggybacking what Ark said, my personal taste, because I guess played MMOs for a long time, when something happens like this where they put a different style of game, so like a real-time strategy game, into an MMO, it's not something that typically motivates me. If I wanted to play a strategy game, like I would play this, and this is just my personal taste. If I wanted to play an RTS, I would play StarCraft, or like I would fire up Warcraft 3.
Pally's got the shield swipe off the global cooldown, and a lot of people there are a lot of people who understood why that was so good when they turned shield swipe into an off global. A lot of people are like, "Whoa, they nerfed the damage of this ability," and like and I use this ability all the time, and now it's crappy. Why would I ever use it? I'm like, do you know how big of a buff that is? And also, it's so fun personally, but yeah, like that's a huge buff. That's like an extra 150 potency between like every 15 seconds, just flat out, without changing anything else about how the class works.
Today we have with us two fantastic guests with us. First, we have a very fun, energetic, and very well-diverse
player. Please welcome to the show for the very first time, Arthas. How are you doing
Oh
today,
shit,
man?
that's me.
That's
okay.
you, man.
Hey everyone, what's up, man? Guess what? No one gives a shit about the basketball game in the Final Fantasy XIV Golden Saucer. So maybe it only takes 3 seconds to program that. I know maybe Halo World type of program to program that. That is fine, alright? You waste your time on the basketball game, that is fine. But God, man, you spend... I'm not sure, man. I got a feeling that they send this whole fucking headquarters and make this fucking lot of vermilion, and then in the end, no one gives a shit.
People that like literally hate me because of some of the shit that I've said, but I can guarantee you that they remember that shit that I said and they fixed it. So in a sense, because I was mean to, well, quote unquote, because I was somewhat mean to them, I made them a better player. And that's what I care about. I don't care if they fucking like me. I don't give a shit. Are you a better player? That's fucking awesome, because that's what I was trying to do. Because like when I'm in a group, I don't think about people's feelings. Ew.
Oh, I know you don't.
Right now? I think about the fucking clear. I don't care if you're upset or mad. If you get the fuck out of here. That's not what this is about. This isn't like a fucking, you know what I'm saying? This isn't like bare our feelings and shit. We're trying to kill a fucking boss in a video game.
Although today we're going to be a little bit more focused on making guys actually cooler players with the Mog Station gifts.
Getting them mounts.
Yep.
Today we have two special guests with us. First, a skilled healer who specializes in being an amazing scholar who has had Savage on farm for nearly 5 months. His name is Enigma Unleashed from Cerberus. And he's loading, oh no! Can we hear you, Enigma?
Hello.
Awesome. He's here with us today. And then next we have an extremely talented healer from Elysium. He is the first white mage to clear Alex Savage floors 2, 3, and 4, Muni.
Hello.
But if you're making a static as something that you can do with your significant other, I don't know if you guys like sex, but usually you have to make sure that you customize the situation to make it work with that. So
we just went there, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if it's a little bit different between a friend and a girlfriend.
About the fact that dwarven women have beards, and it sort of leads to this myth that dwarves are not born; they just sort of pop out of holes in the ground. I think Lalafels are kind of similar. So no, I'm not like if you're asking because you're like part of like an ERP community or whatever, and you want to make sure that you've kind of got like your physiology and your like procreational Lalafelian bullshit correct. I'm not an expert on that.
Even though spell speed scaling does work really well on Black Mage, I don't think that should be your primary reason. In that, your timers are really huge for you on Black Mage right now, and things like slide casting are made easier by just having more speed. So you can avoid things dropping off, you can get more casts in, you can dodge things easier while still getting your casts off. Spell speed, just getting as much as humanly possible, is only going to help you in the long run.
I can't. Well, whatever it is. Apprentice. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So these are all my apprentices. All right. So I have 100 people on my server that go to my school of teaching, and they learn everything. And then we have another person. Let's say, I don't know. Let's say we have Ark's apprentices. And then if he was on my server, and then I would say, my students are trained better than your students. Welcome everyone to our 50th episode of Mog Talk. Today is February 13th. I have with me today Carrara, and I am of course Frosty. Today I have planned a pretty special show for you guys today. It's completely different. Was it hard to adjust not having lag?
I can say that like the first week I felt I was playing a new game. It felt like I was playing a totally new game.
Because the sort of I guess the ties between your body and your essence are a lot more flexible. So I don't think she's necessarily dead.
Okay.
What I do think is that the Scions are becoming something a little bit more like the Ascians.
So how do you keep it interesting for your viewers coming in there? And I'll ask you first, Sly. How do you keep people watching your stream?
You make your own fun. That's just what you do. You just make your own fun, and that's how it's been ever since I've started. Like, for example, as of recent, there's just been the whole fish and chill thing because that's fun to me. It might not be fun to a lot of other people. It might be the most boring gather, but just having a cooler full of beer and just talking while I'm fishing and grinding, sure, it's fun. So really, it's all about the experience. And
all right, so I've already spoiled this a lot. So for the people that have already seen this, try to act surprised again, please. Okay, so Titan is going to have dive bombs. Titan will have dive bombs in this version. And the dive bombs will look like this.
Posted. Oh, you got wrecked.
I got wrecked. Oh, no.
I should have totally remember that. There you go.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right. I got wrecked. My bad. I'm sorry.
Ask next time, guy.
So, yeah.
When you did your first show, I wasn't too sure either because you got some trolls. It was, if you remember, it was.
I think we had 20 people watching at most. I think I don't really remember.
You basically had someone say that they wanted your penis.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and so I was like, I don't know about this show thing.
But it's what I find interesting in Final Fantasy rating versus other game rating in other games. I do like the class flexibility in this game. Through the armory system, the ability to play multiple jobs on one character, that does add a flavor to rating in this game that isn't present in other games. And it's honestly a flavor that probably doesn't get utilized as much as it should in progression rating.
Okay, so let's say I'm gonna make up a bad example. So I'm a monk, right? And I want to sub-job a white mage. Does that mean that I can bring Muscle Mog into reality and go around and punch people to heal them?
Troll on the example, huh?
The reason why I'm guessing this is the reason why I've been so emotional over this, is because again, this feels like this is one of the biggest things I've done so far in my life. That was just something I did on my own aspirations. It wasn't something that someone told me to do. It wasn't a school project. It was something that I was like, I want to go out there and stream. And I didn't want to do something where I went out there and I had tons of gimmicks on my stream, and that was the reason people came in. I wanted to have something that was entertaining, something people wanted to see. And they were like, man, I'm going to tune in because I want to see it, not because I have to be there. I wanted entertainment, and I wanted it to be useful. I didn't want it to be just some mindless tabloid stuff that you wouldn't really even care about, that you just got hyped up for no reason at all. I wanted quality to give you guys, and I wanted you guys to follow in the show because you wanted to follow the show.